If you've ever felt that your garden is too small for all of your good ideas, today I'm going to give you 3 simple, fast ways to fix that, including a project I'm working on here in my own garden.
The easiest way to give yourself more room to grow is to go vertical. It opens up your garden and gives you more surfaces to grow on. So I want to show you 3 ways to do that. The most dramatic, the arbor, which I also think is so romantic. The simplest way to do it, which is adding a trellis. And the least expensive, which is something that you already have and you might just not be utilizing it, which is your existing fence. So I've put lots of examples in this video, and I'm hoping that you'll watch it all the way through, look at the examples, and then go back and watch it again and try to identify at least one thing that you think will work in your own garden, depending on the amount of space, the look you like, and of course what your budget is. So if you're feeling that your garden is too flat or not interesting, the easiest thing you could do is to buy an arbor. This particular example is metal, so you wouldn't even have to paint it. You would just buy it and place it. Here's another example which you could paint if you wanted to, or you could just leave the wood to weather naturally. But this arbor would be such a beautiful way to transition one part of your garden to another. Here's another example we see all the time, adding an arbor in the middle of a fence or a gateway. This example would not be nearly as successful if those roses were just growing along the fence, but the fact that the arbor takes your eye upward and adds vertical interest is the reason this is so successful and so popular and so romantic. We see it all the time. Even something like this, as simple as training a vine to go up, it just can't help but take your eye upward. Here's another example of how going vertical opens up the ground below and just makes it feel so much more spacious. Can you imagine trying to get this much foliage if it were flat in pots on the ground? And yet look at the effect it has by going upward. That particular arbor and a couple more are featured in this book by Bunny Williams. Now in this example, the arbor is left bare, but look how striking it is. This is from Linda Vodder's book. And again, your eye goes straight upward. It's just so effective. It adds space and spaciousness. Here's Linda Vodder's book, which I'll link in the description, full of inspiration. Here's an example that combines the arbor with the trellis. This to me is absolute perfection. I mean everything about it. Look at the amount of petunias that are being grown here just because they're up in the air. I mean really, this is a wow factor if there ever was one. The second way to open up a small garden and give yourself more room to grow is by adding a trellis. If you remember when I went to Cottage Gardens and interviewed Fanula, the number one thing she said you could do to add interest to your garden is to add a trellis. This example, it's placed against the wall, but you could very easily bolt it to a fence. And here are trellises that are sold as panels, which I think is so convenient for those of us with small gardens, because you could buy as few or as many as you want and really customize your space. These particular ones are metal, so they could be painted with Rust-Oleum to match your vibe. There's a wide variety in wood trellises, even down to catalogs that sell wood trellises imported from England. Or if you had a contractor, you could have a custom one built. But there's just something about them that I think gives such an elegant touch to a small garden. These are smaller and lighter weight from my local nursery, but they're also not as costly. So there is a trellis for every budget. You can even find them online.
So a trellis doesn't have to be flat. This is actually a 3-ball topiary form, which I'm going to use to grow needlepoint ivy up. And again, it will give me space, vertical space, to grow something I would love to grow, but I don't want to put on the ground. You could also use an obelisk or a pyramid shape. There are cone shapes. There are tons of varieties, but a trellis just doesn't have to be flat.
If you don't have room to add an arbor or a trellis, see if there's a freestanding structure that you like. These are painted, but I've seen wonderful examples of bare wood that's left to age naturally or wire. This tiny space just wouldn't be the same without those structures. This is from the Bunny Williams book on garden style. Lots and lots of inspiration for you. I'll link it below. And the final example for adding more space to grow is to use your existing fence or wall. You probably walk by it every day and don't even think about it. I love this idea of a Belgian fence. This would be easy to accomplish with some eye bolts and some wire. And then you would just need to figure out how far apart you want the grid. Here's another example of finding space on your wall or fence. This Boston ivy probably attached itself naturally. Here's another way to use your fence or your wall. Add some shelving. That way you could grow in some small pots, maybe things that you couldn't put directly in the ground. I think it's a fabulous idea to add structure and texture. And if you're not able to add plants to the wall or to the fence, think about a garden accessory. Here's an industrial mirror that I hung on my back fence. It still serves the purpose to draw the eye up, and visually it makes my space seem bigger. And if you don't want to put a mirror, you could put a basket or a piece of artwork. They both serve the same purpose, draws the eye upward and adds interest. Well, I hope I've given you a lot to think about, and I especially hope that out of all the ideas you've seen today, you'll find one that will help you open up your garden a little bit and add some vertical interest, give you some new space to grow on. And if you're not taking advantage of the space on your fence, I hope you've gotten a little bit of inspiration about that too. The books that I've shown you in this video started out as guilty pleasures, something to leaf through while I was having my morning coffee, but they have turned out to be wonderful design resources, so I really hope you'll check them out. I was curious, so I went to see how long have I had these. I bought this one in September 2016, so 10 years I've been using it, and I know that I've had this one even longer. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.